right. Oh, before the next one. Uh-oh, wait. Oh, yeah, the second one almost started up. All right. Let's get going here. We got a lot of cover today, boys. A lot of fun stuff. Um, yeah, we're gonna talk about if anyone's heard about this stuff. We got a bunch of weird shit happening in New Jersey right now, as well as an interview I've been meaning to watch. Uh, and a whole mess of other things. Well, it's my put it in a note. Google Notes. Google Keep that. All right. Here, so we're gonna start. I think we're gonna start there with this. With the UAPs people have been seeing. Well, everyone's calling it drones. So the fun thing with it is you kind of got things like all over the place. Let me, did I unmute myself? Good job, Josh. You're doing good. Top tier streamer. But you kind of got a bunch of stuff going on with it outside of just yeah, yeah. Thank you. Um, yeah, there's a lot going on. A lot of very strange things. We've got conflicting stuff from the government. We have a senator who's out UFO hunting. Um, we have weird ass videos on Reddit, which I mean, like, and we all know that everything on Reddit is real. Here, you know what? We're gonna tag our thing. We're gonna put news in here because this is news, boys. Um, yeah, we're gonna start out. I got a couple of things here. That's a good one to start with. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, and I don't want to. So here we go. This is the first video I found. Real life showing um of the drones here. So let's just see. Oh wait, we don't want this to be too loud. But here we go. Drones coming, boys. But yeah, no, I just thought that one was fun. Um, eh, never did a stream like this. Let's see. We got the FBI one. Oh, here we go. This one's pretty good. I should have just pulled these all up in um like a browser beforehand so I could organize it better. But you know how I am. So here we got. This is like an example of one of the things that people are seeing. I've watched these videos, but I've also not. I've watched them on a shitty little phone. So we're just gonna get some examples. So seen over New Jersey. Now, if we look at it, it has the two lights. The you got a front light, the size, but doesn't look like the normal light thing. Shit, that what? That's a plant. So like,
Oh my god.
but then what's this?
Oh my god. It almost collided.
What's that? What's it floating there?
Holy
It's
shit.
going again. So he's like banking around too. So he's like checking something. We go past probably a star.
Oh, there's another one. Oh my god.
I don't know what this guy is here. That could be a helicopter, but it would seem weird that you'd have a helicopter floating around right outside of um like a place you got planes going on, like an airport or anything like that. Kind of strange there. That one there. Get rid of that side now. So here's, but it's not just like weirdos on the internet like me that are doing that. This one here This is from no, I wanna go to that one later. Let's see. This side. So yeah, like I said, one of the senators down there too is kind of getting like really into it. So we want to see kind of like what he's talking about and stuff. Don't know anything about this guy other than your senator. So let's
This
see.
started as some questions, and now it's reached a point of almost insanity. You think about a United States senator who has to go out with the local police to look for drones. That's where a United States senator is getting information. We had a briefing from the state police, the colonel in the state police.
Yeah, so like what
he
is
was frustrated.
this
He had no
here?
idea where these drones are coming from.
That's an interesting thing. So here he is. He's talking to
He had no idea where these drones are coming
state
from.
police. No
Not
idea where
only
they're
did I
coming
call
from.
for a limited state of emergency and the FAA shutting down the airspace for drones, but also having the Department of Defense.
So yeah, so if is this a good spot for me? I don't know. Yeah, you know what it is. It is.
Questions. If the Department of Defense,
again, there's a lot of them going on here, but got something in the middle here. Almost looks like a diamond shape. It's hard to say, based off of because of how like small these videos are. But
where the origins are for these so-called drones, then we're in trouble. We always thought that if there was something in the air the size of a car, that the Department of Defense.
And that's like a big thing is like a lot of these things are coming out here. It's not like they're little drones like the ones you buy on Amazon. I don't know, like a look it up. A drone on here. It's like what are let's look at two like what are our biggest drones? The biggest drone I can buy. Fixed wing drone from UAV International. You can carry up to a pound. Yeah, like here we go. Like this is like one of the biggest things I've ever seen as far as drones go. They're saying like can up to like the size of like a car. I wish I could see this thing in in its like a video of it or something like that. But it's like it's not that big. Like what's its 55 mile an hour and it can go wingspan is I don't speak European. 85 inches. So let's put that in feet. It's about 6 feet. I guess, about car size, I guess, but that's not the size of a car. There are models that be bigger, but it's also like this thing here, it's like a $5,000 drone. And with the amount we're seeing, and it's not just like one.
Origin was and what its purpose was. Now you have a United States senator going out with the local police.
Yeah, and like here, this is the kind of thing that I got like, it was kind of like weird to me. Is when I was watching this one, it's like you're getting sightings. It's not like just one or two or anything like that. There's like tons of them everywhere.
That is scary.
It is terrifying. Like Caitlin just reported, President-elect Trump is calling for government transparency, which you are as well. He's saying maybe shoot them down if we don't get any more information. What is your reaction?
I mean,
well, I would leave that up to the Department of Defense. But how can the Department of Defense not provide information to the public? This is a shock to me. I have a general belief in government, but this is taking me to the...
Yeah, so like that's one of the things like here. I just wanted to like to bring this up that it's not just like crazy dudes on Reddit. Like we can see these like like everyone knows that like dudes like me on Reddit are gonna be just like eating this shit up. But it's like we've got someone who is a state senator. All like enthusiast planes, the ones that are human size, but a human couldn't fit inside of one. Yeah, I think that these ones are. If they're saying car size, I'm assuming that means like it's thick, like it's a chufty boy. So it would be able to fit even a person or something about that size in it. This one here, I thought was interesting. I'll go to here. So I was reading this before. So this is from the local police. What their take on it. You may have observed or become aware of the various reported drone sightings in the airspace above Morris County in recent weeks. Morris County law enforcement, in conjunction with our state and federal partners, have been attempting to determine the launch point and landing location of these drones, as well as the people or entities responsible for their presence in our airspace. Several drone sightings have been reported above critical infrastructure, such as water reservoirs, electric transmission lines, rail stations, police departments, and military installations. Now I don't know. I was hearing about this in the in response to, because it's not just New Jersey now, it's actually like spreading out from New Jersey, and they've actually been seen in the United Kingdom as well. And it's not just like over a weekend, it's been for like a month now. And I was listening to an interview from forget name. But or someone he was a guest on Weaponized. Let me see the Chris Sharp. I think it was Chris Sharp that said that when you have drones over a area in, or if you have anything in the air that is above a place where ground troops are deployed, the standard operating procedure is to blow it out of the sky. You know, that if you're that's just the case. Just in all cases, that you have a mandate to blow up anything in the sky that is near your ground troops. Which like it makes sense, because it's like, if I were a ground troop, I would want whoever is taking control of the skies to make sure that I'm safe. If anything above can come and get me. Yeah, you cannot know. And you're going to do all you can. You're going to say, hey, this is restricted airspace. You're going to try to communicate with anything. But it's like, okay, so the first time. Yeah, you can't know if it's an attack. Exactly. It's like you're accusing you wade in. You think that's surely a military vessel or some sort, and the government is hiding something from us. I definitely think they're hiding something from us. And I have an interesting theory that actually I heard from one of the guys on last podcast talking about, which I thought was really interesting, but we'll get to that a bit later. But we also have these, in Britain, they're flying around everywhere. They're going over a site that might have recently just gotten nuclear materials. So, like, that's interesting. That, like, if nuclear materials are moving around because of, like, all the bullshit that's going on in Ukraine and Iran and Syria and all that kind of shit, then, you know, who knows? Like, why I guess it's like that kind of stirs the hornet's nest for them anyway. Like, you move nuclear materials, they show up. It's almost like all the time. But yeah, they're it's weird because they're sitting here. You have the local officials saying to call the FBI, and the FBI has a tip line set up for it. So they say, while we have no evidence the drones pose an imminent threat at this time, their presence appears nefarious in nature, which is an interesting thing for a police department to say like, hey, and that was like, this was the statement here that kind of like caught my attention. I was like, I don't know, like, it's just weird that they would go with the term nefarious in nature without knowing what it is. And I didn't get a chance to watch through this one, so we're gonna see this one together. But it appears that the FBI talked to Congress, and it looks like they said it was unknown object. So they're admitting, because at first they had said, we don't know what it is. And they said it's drones. And then they said it's an Iranian mothership, which I'm like, okay, why is that supposed to make me feel better? Why is the fact that Iran has weapons platforms outside of our like right off the coast of New Jersey make me feel better? That is true. That the one thing that doesn't track with the insinuation that the government has created these devices and are flying them around themselves, why would they ever, under any circumstances, be close to a nuclear facility within a visible range, or any of their facilities? And that's something that got brought up by the guy who testified with Grush, not Fravor. Was it Fravor? Ryan Graves. Yeah, I believe it was Graves who had said that, like, you don't test these things. You don't test things or fly things around where you have, first of all, multi-million-dollar planes, your own men. Like, it's a safety risk. It's terrible. Well, their own facilities make sense. They might be testing early warning and procedure. Fair. What happens to our troops when they see that kind of thing? Yeah, nuclear facilities can't wrap about, especially if it is the same drones and it's our drones. We're putting it in a place in the UK, one of our allies. Like, it seems weird that we would be also simultaneously testing these things against our allies in the UK. Just very strange thing to be doing. But it's like, everyone I've talked to and everyone who says, like, okay, no one in the government, no one in the private sector, no one says that nothing is there. The lizard people are all under one nation, the UN. You're right, dude. Absolutely correct. Based as hell, dude. Yeah, no one is saying there's nothing there, which is strange. Usually you get like, oh, there's nothing there, there's nothing there. You're seeing things, you're crazy, they're just planes. But now they can't say, oh, they're just planes, because they're weird shapes. Like, we saw one there that kind of looked like a diamond. I've seen ones that are orbs. I've seen ones that look like triangles and stuff like that. But let's hear what the FBI has to say about it.
Sometimes I feel like I'm in the twilight zone up here. Like, month after month, people come before us, they testify, and you don't get a lot of answers. And it's
I think he was in the hearing.
It's frustrating. You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy.
I think that says it all. Like, that, just like his answer and that response is wild. We are supposedly the most technologically advanced nation in the world, and we don't know what these drones are, where they come from. We have missiles that they're like return to sender missiles that you could take if you have like a drone or I think it's specifically drones or missile, anything that has a guidance system, anything that's being remote controlled. They can take a missile and just go, find where where that thing's coming from, go there and blow it up. So why can't we do that with these things? If we can take a missile that will go to them, why can't we just follow that path? That means you have the technology to follow to where it's coming from. Why can't you find where they're coming from then? Which does mean like, and again, I think Henry from last podcast had a really interesting theory about it that I'm not saying I ascribe to it, but it is the most, I guess, like, prosaic, and it makes a lot of sense from a human behavior way. Because you have all these things out there, and the way that they're acting, they're obviously trying to be seen. It's because it's like, I picked out some random videos, but I tried not to, like, just go through and find, like, ooh, this is the most perfect video, or this one looks the weirdest. Just, like, random videos that people are posting. At least the ones that I found on Reddit. Because it's like, yeah, obviously, if I look for the weirdest one, then it's going to put it all in this perspective. But I think we just need to go back and...
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
I think, and we are seeing something in the sky. You do not know what it is. It is a UFO. By definition. Should the government actually be being relatively prudent by basically saying, hey, we're going to tell everyone we're big and tough and shoot down anything, but the government may genuinely think, what if we shoot something down and the aliens literally come and blow us up immediately? No, that's the thing, is if we're firing, but I mean, like, on the other side, though, we have fired on things like this in the past. But yeah, we might not be able to shoot them. And if you fire at something and you try to shoot it and you miss, now you're showing everybody I can't hit you. And you don't want to have, let's say it is Iranian or Chinese or something like that. You don't want to show them that you can't hit. But a charge of the commander in chief generally be the difference. They probably get to decide what gets shot at, what a general has to make the decision under time pressure. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like we did have something that flew over our country a little while ago, and we blew it up. It was those balloons, remember? We blew those up. So, or one of them at least, and then we couldn't find it, but, you know. Yeah, we did. America! But yeah, like, so we can shoot things down. We can see these things in our radars, but again, I'd like to reiterate.
New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
FBI saying, don't know, have any idea what they are. And kind of like going off that too, another thing with it is if you have, I did see, there was a potential downed one that they were telling everyone not to touch it because it may kill you. Let's see. Downed drone, Jersey. Yeah. So like fire rescue, here you go. Possible drone landing spot, and they're telling them to don PPE and near response squad. So they're looking for a hazmat. I don't want to go on Facebook. A hazmat response to these things. If it's a drone, like just like a drone that like we're flying around, I'm not going to go on Amazon and buy a drone that needs a hazmat suit to clean up. Now, again, this may be truly just, you know, it's probably best practices for anytime you interact with something that goes down like that you don't know what it is, you take precautionary measures. 100%. 100%. But if they had any inkling of we know what it is, would they have to? I guess that's kind of like my point with that.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are. You're telling me that a lot of these, Mr. Jones, you're telling me that 90%, 95% of these drones along the U.S.-Mexico border, we can't interact because they're not in U.S. territory?
That is correct. A large proportion of them stay in foreign airspace.
I'll tell you what, there are a lot of Americans that are very frustrated right now that are essentially questioning where are my taxpayer dollars going? You know, this Doge craze that's kind of starting to take hold. This is very real. I mean, this is going to come. People are going to have to come before the carpet, and they're going to have to explain every single line item. What do you do here? What does this get? And so let me ask a very specific question. Mr. Wheeler, how much of the FBI budget goes towards counter-UAS?
So the technical part of operational.
So they're talking about here because there's also been some that have been seen on the southern borders down near Mexico and stuff like that's the thing. It's like we're talking about New Jersey, but all right, I was gonna kind of reveal this later, but my boy who lives back in my hometown posted this. Get out of here. So Stewart Airport is nearby where I used to live. And they shut it down. Recent days, Mr. Drone activity has plagued parts of New Jersey since before Thanksgiving. So like, what's that now? 1, 2, almost 3 weeks, almost a month. Due to drone activity, the airfield was shut down for about an hour due to drone activity in the airspace. So this is near a active airbase. Well, not airbase. This is Stewart International Airport. This is like a huge. This is like a huge airport. Yeah, like. This is like a big deal. Funny story. There's an Air National Guard base right there. you know, like, and this is quite near. So like, I'm from this area here, and of course, I'm just like, bro, there's a basketball, dude. There's a basketball court. They're just here to play some ball, dude. They're just here to ball. Um, is this the one that was near? No, no, no. This is the other airport. I used to work up. Wait, actually, is this? Is this the right next to where I used to work too? Yeah, it might be. This might actually. One second. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So, so this is what's wild. So, and bombs for places under there, like in Poughkeepsie, or yeah, yeah, Poughkeepsie. Yeah, that's near my hometown. So right here is Stewart Airport that was shut down for these drones flying over. I used to work at this place right here. So yeah, this this is like a place that I've been, which is wild. I'm like, I leave for like 5 years, and all of a sudden we got stuff. Something you work there too, bro. Um, yeah, they shut down the airport. Like this is a place like we've seen. Um, like it's just I don't know, man. It's just like it's wild to me. They knew you'd be watching. They waited for me. They did, and my mom had been um telling me that in the hometown she's become the Bigfoot lady because she had some silly picture or sticker of a Bigfoot or something like that, and some guy was just like, "Oh, I gotta tell you, like, I saw one. They're like right near the house, and it was like literally this road that's like right down the road, like a road that I used to walk on all the time." And I'm like, "Well, wait a minute. Was this from 2008? Because that could have just been me. You know, I'm a fair. Well, back then I had hair up top too, but." Yeah, so and like here's the thing. International airport, you're gonna have what's this, $1 million a day coming into this place? Like it could have just been me, yeah. How much money does international air? Okay. So 2002, they generated $134 million. So like this is not some little private, airport out there. Like this is a huge thing. So for them to shut down even for an hour, you got planes missing, you got connecting flights that might miss at that point in time. Like airports, the only thing that I know of that shut down airports for like any amount of time besides weather is the cloud strike thing from a while back. Like you don't just shut these places down. Um Hochul's calling for the federal government to step in, and we're deploying a drone detection system. Now, of course, here comes Dom the tinfoil hat. One sec. Not a tinfoil hat. There you go. Mother Rome will protect us from the alien brainwaves. We're safe. We're safe, boys. Our brains are armored against intrusion, against government intrusion. But here, I'll get like this. I'll slouch so y'all can see the hat. Yeah. So yeah, we're protected by the glory of Rome from any lizard man mind beams. Okay, and also we got her here too. Before I get this. All right, come on, princess. So yeah, you made me lose my train of thought, you weirdo. But one of the things that like this is like one of my thoughts on this is if you have we're starting to see things in the sky and people are starting to get interested. We could be getting into this thing of this is the new swamp gas. Because everyone's favorite response, any Blue Book boys' favorite response to what a UFO was swamp gas. Poor J. Allen Hynek lived to regret that one. But we're getting to the point where like people are getting enough interest in the topic that if you take a thing like this and you build us up and you build us up and you build us up and you build us up, and then at the end you reveal, hey, we've been doing a test. We wanted to test our defenses, our civilian responses, our senatorial responses. We wanted to do a real test of the government to say, like, what if China or Iran or Russia came and did a thing? We're just, we're trying to do a real life practice. Sorry, guys, it won't happen again. Sorry to panic you, because it's not like they haven't done stuff like that in the past. During MK Ultra, they tested on us in the past, so we know that they would do that. Although, like, this would have to be Department of Defense or some sort of military branch, and they're not, well, they don't seem to be. No, I can't even say that, because I was going to say they're not usually ones to test, but we had the whole, like, Tuskegee Airmen thing, and we had the Edgewood Arsenal, which, if you ever want something to, like, trick you out, man, just, like, turn off the sound or like, turn this on the background and play some, like, psychedelic rock and watch Bad Trip to Edgewood. Oh, you haven't? Oh, you don't know about Edgewood, man? Edgewood is wild, dude. One of the guys that was in charge of it had, like, a bone cane, and he used to take, like, drugs, like stuff like V2, stuff that, like, tripped you out, like 100 times as potent as, like, the LSD we get. He'd just, like, take this stuff, he'd, like, dose everyone around him, and he'd be like, peace, boys, I'm leaving. And then he would jump out the window with a parachute, which I've never done acid before, but I'll tell you what, that would trip me out sober, man. But that don't spell. Yeah, here you go. Edgewood Arsenal, human experiments as part of not part of Project MK Ultra. It was a little bit different, but they did VX sarin. They did, but they also did stuff like regular stuff. Yeah, alcohol and caffeine. Oh, see, this is a little off topic, but let's see if I can find it. I know we're getting off topic, but no, I'm not gonna find it here. But if you ever watch, there's a documentary, see, chemical warfare banned, by the way. Yep, and but I mean, they're just testing to make sure it was, that we could defend against it, And I wish I could find this clip. I think it's hysterical. But there's a documentary, Bad Trip to Edgewood. I would recommend it. You can watch it just on YouTube. I don't know if it's, like, legally just on YouTube. It's like 50 minutes. Where is it? Should be able to get here. And if you want one too, that's also fucking wild. We started watching this documentary, Wormwood, which was trippy as hell. Oh, this boy right here. All right.
Bitter, cold day, the same volunteer ran the course again. This time, he received a small dose of a chemical compound just before he started his run.
Go! A small dose.
The chemical involved was PCP,
PCP,
better
like
known today as the dangerous and illegal drug
Watch him.
angel dust.
Watch him go. Watch him go. Watch him go, dude.
He felt compelled to disobey his instructions not to touch the platform when he jumped.
He felt compelled to disobey. He's just, like, in the middle
Although
of
his vision was not impaired, he found it difficult to focus his attention on the next objective.
Yeah, dude, look at this guy go.
His physical actions were noticeably slower.
Oh, yeah, I figured it out. Don't worry, dude.
His motor coordination was disrupted because of the compound's effect.
PCP gives the subject the delusion of unnatural strength.
How do you feel?
Yeah, slower. Ready here? I'll look at
I feel pretty good, sir. Do you? Are you cold? No, I'm not cold at all. Are you tired? No, I'm not tired. Well, I could run. Could do some more, could you? Yes, sir. I could run. I run 100 miles right now.
Go real fast.
That's right.
Dude, I hear they're real close. Well, I was looking at it, too. Like, right above our old job.
Now I feel good, and I'm not tired, and I can run through it again.
Yeah. So the point of, watch this documentary, Bad Trip to Edgewood, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, man, I don't understand. Like, as I leave and like all this cool, like crazy stuff is happening. I've been looking outside, man. They're gonna get to me soon. They are gonna get to me soon. I swear. Um, but yeah, this is what I can't.
That is correct. The largest.
I know I've played this like 3 times,
You're
but
telling me we don't know?
oh yeah, dude, we gave people like everything, everything. But like my yeah, oh yeah, there's an airport um within 10 miles. Let's see, from me, the airport would be like a 5-minute drive. I hate numlock, dude. I'm such a boomer. It's about 10 miles. Yeah, about 10 miles away from me. So I'm definitely in a place where we could see them. Matter of time. Yeah, yeah. I knew about the LSD and psychedelics for the mind control shenanigans. Yeah. Well, there was that. They also did, yeah, they did chemical weapons. We did poisons. They tested gas masks by putting people in tanks and they sprayed them with shit. And, like they would have them like take off the gas mask and see if they could do stuff. Like they really did some bad shit to these guys in Edgewood. Like I think like that video is funny, but that documentary, man, that's trippy. Like that guy just got to do people do PCP for fun on the weekend, I guess. So like at least he got like a good time or whatever. But dude, yeah, this shit's wild.
What the hell these drones are in New Jersey are?
I can't get over
Is
this.
that correct?
That's right.
No clue. Fun is relative. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, he was tripping balls, man. And yeah, like I'm not sure like what they could be. Like everyone agrees though that they're there in the sky and we don't know what they are.
A lot of Americans that are very frustrated right now that are essentially questioning where are my taxpayer dollars going?
Yeah. Let's see. What is it?
Budget that.
How much of the FBI budget goes towards counter UAS?
So the technical part of operational budget that I have within the critical incident response groups, just less than 500,000.
Yeah, $500,000 to spend on it. I don't know why I can't figure out what it is. Yeah, it's like I'm wondering if they are like just throwing these things out there and then to be like, oh, it is us, so that anytime we get a credible sighting, people will go, oh, it's just the government drones again. It's just a thing. Like, because we know that they don't do control by shutting us up anymore. They're not going to come shoot you. What they're going to do is they're going to discredit you. They're going to make fun of you. And then we know for a fact that the media is just in their clutches, man. And they don't even need to be like, you have to tell them this. They just know what they're supposed to say. And they'll say it. And it's like, I know it's like it's a big political thing of like, oh, mainstream media, but like, I don't care what side you're on, man. They're lying to you, dude. Druid trap? Oh, yeah. That was the that was the video where or not the video, that was the trap that he laid for you in the dungeon where he like showed up and summoned those guys in. It's just one of those things. Yeah, don't worry about it. The druid trap's like down the road. Yeah, or like the druid trap already happened, so y'all are good. Let's see. We had that one. This one looks really interesting. See if this is what. Oh,
Former Governor Larry Hogan shot this video last night.
I thought this one was
These
kind of
lights
interesting.
over his hometown in Davidsonville. Just
so like, yeah, here's what they're looking like. This is like a close up on one of the drones. Like that doesn't look like a plane to me.
25 miles from the nation's
This is the
capital,
governor put this
as he
out.
pointed out. And then there's this.
I've never seen that before. Wow, they just passed each other. Yeah, I've never seen that before.
New Jersey Senator Andy Kim shared this video
that
of drones
doesn't
he
look
shot
like-
yesterday. Federal authorities
planes don't
insist
fly
most of
around
these
like that.
sightings are actually legally manned aircraft. But Senator Kim says he checked a flight tracker app while capturing this video and that the devices he was capturing were not on it. The sightings are happening near LaGuardia Airport, too.
And that's
Officials say
LaGuardia,
they
too.
received unconfirmed reports of drone activity over that busy airport. As for numbers, the FBI says it's received more than 3,000 tips from the public about drone sightings going back to November 18th, all over New Jersey. Since then, there's been an average of 92 sightings per night and expanding across half a dozen states.
This is huge.
In a joint statement, the FBI and Department of Homeland Security said, quote, "We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings
So they did come back, and they're saying now it's not from
pose
a
a
foreign country.
national
Because before there was this
security
thing
or
where they were
public
like
safety threat,
an Iranian
or that they
mothership,
have
which was
a
weird
foreign
as hell.
nexus. Lawmakers, however, aren't buying it and are pushing for answers
I know,
and
Princess.
action. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and 2 other senators wrote a letter calling for a briefing with the FBI and Homeland Security.
Which I really hope
in
that comes
Connecticut,
out.
Senator Richard Blumenthal says the devices should be shot down if they can't be identified.
I think
And
so,
we've
too.
learned that House Speaker Mike
Although
Johnson
this guy looks like a
did
wizard.
get a federal briefing on the sightings, as have Senate staffers in a few select offices. But other than that, there's been very little transparency. So what's going on? Is this some contagious mass hysteria?
I think that's just stupid. Congress are trying to blame everything on Iran so they can, yeah.
Or
they
are
do.
people
They really
seeing
want to bomb
something
Iran.
that our government cannot identify?
It is a
Our own
UFO.
Rich McHugh
Iron
went
Man.
out drone hunting in New Jersey. He did not come back empty-handed. Rich, tell us what you saw.
Hi, Elizabeth. Well, I got to be honest here. You know, when this story first came out a few weeks ago, as a resident of New Jersey, as a journalist, I didn't pay it much credence. I thought it would turn out to be a bunch of pranksters and this would all be over by now. The experience I had last night, however, changed the way I feel about this story completely. What I saw was more sophisticated than I ever imagined. Take a look.
Let's see what he caught.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 lights, 6 lights.
I didn't believe what I was seeing, but what was I seeing? We're here in central Jersey. We've been looking for the past hour. I think we've seen
like,
about
that
40 or 50 of these drones.
like
in fact, there's one over my shoulder
plane.
right there. One after another, after another.
Give me something night. I want to.
Over my shoulder, right there.
Yeah, like that one looks fairly normal. I mean, even if it's just drones, like even if it's just people flying drones around, that's still weird. And like some of the drones that people have encountered, like someone said they encountered one that came down near them and was like this red orb filled with plasma in it that actually, as they were looking at it and thinking about planes, the plasma pushed out on the outside like shell of it until it formed almost like wings with weird lights on it. So there's an idea that not specifically these ones, but these orbs and weird things that we've been seeing in the sky are actually like a form of plasma that reacts to our thoughts. And as we, and this is where it's like, this is the tinfoil hat part of the stream, that we these things we see are interacting with our own thoughts, and we're half of the thing here. And that it's not even just like, it's not an alien, it's just like some shit that's from the ocean that just comes up. Like some weird material that just is affected by the thoughts of people around it. It sounds really sci-fi, but it's like, I don't know, man. Why couldn't it be there? But that one's interesting.
One after another. These
That one's interesting here, because that doesn't look like a plane to me.
drones appeared in the night sky. If you look real close, they look.
Also, this is another interesting one. Three lights here, two in the front, but they're not, this isn't a wing. Why are there three in the back? Because let's see. Oh, you think this the front here? 3 in the front. Okay, so let's see. Standard airplane lights. Leads light indicate the position, direction of the craft. Red located on left wingtip. Because here's another thing, is people have also said that sometimes the lights are wrong. So they got red located on the left wingtip, green located on the right, and white located on the tail, and sometimes on the wingtips. Yeah, it looks like a turbine or something like it.
Look like fixed-wing aircraft, about 8 to 10 feet wide, colorful, white blinking lights.
That is not a plane.
Definitely not an airplane.
And again, it's kind of got that classic boomerang shape.
But what was it? Hours earlier, I was invited to join the Ocean County Sheriff Department. They launched their own drones to see if they could intercept the mysterious aircraft New Jersey residents have been reporting in recent weeks.
That's another thing. Why are they so different? The government and the military do not like things to be different. They build things exactly the same every time until they get a new model and then they change it. But you'd think they would look at least similar, but they're not even
says
similar.
These mystery drones evade detection because they don't give off heat like regular drones.
And they don't give off heat. Yeah. See, we started with this. We started with a slow burn here. I'm glad that I was able to get it a little bit this way. As I'm not good at pacing because I just rant, man. But yeah, they don't give off heat signatures. There's no planes that we have that don't give off heat signatures. You can stealth your plane as much as you want, but that stealth ain't invisibility. We're not talking about AVP. This ain't no Predator bullshit. It's just it bounces. It doesn't get touched by radar. It's a conspiracy. Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Why do you think that is?
We don't know. It's just something that we haven't, it's not something that we've had our hands on. It's not something that we've experienced.
Something they had.
He's just like, I don't know, man.
Experienced until now. One of their officers called 911 after seeing 50 of them come off the ocean.
50 of them.
Advised after we made contact with that officer that there were 50 that came off the ocean.
50 of them.
50. That was my reaction also. There were 50 that were coming off the ocean.
And this is a sworn officer?
A sworn officer, yes. We contacted the state police, we contacted the FBI, we contacted the Coast Guard.
And again, this is the kind of thing, like, I've had people say, like, oh, well, they're probably just drones, man. They're probably just drones. But you know what, dude? That's still, exactly, what the hell, man? Like, that's still, to me, this is still crazy news. And it's like, people are talking about it. But, like, most of the people I talk about, they're like, did you hear about the drones? They're like, yeah, I heard about the drones, man. Yeah. What's that about? And, of course, they ask me because I'm an enlightened individual. But yeah. Like you said, 5-0. Well, I heard about the drone guy until now. This was deeper than you thought. Yeah, man. There's a lot to it.
At which point the Coast Guard went out with their boat and they reported seeing 13 following their boat. And then the Coast Guard also advised that they went over them about 300 feet and had a wingspan of about 8 feet.
I see one right here.
They went over them by 300 feet. So that's decently close.
Did I see the same thing that
decently
officer
close
saw?
Enough that they could see?
I'm still not sure. What I can show you is this video. What I can tell you is I've never seen anything like it before.
Wow.
In more than a month since these reports, tell you is I've never seen anything like it before.
Wow. See if we can get another good. All right. It is hard to make out here. But you see, there's definitely like something here in like a boomerang shape. And again, that is a classic UAP shape. Another thing we can do here is if we look at I think I think it was Spacey in my Discord posted something about that. Yeah. Here we go. all just drone, drone, drone. Thought that was pretty funny. I like that one. Saying how there are enough of them where a random reporter can just go to a location, find one, instead of some random farmer saying it was just right there and you just missed it. No, yeah, they're just out there, man.
More than a month since these reports started, the federal government doesn't know what they are either.
What's your message to the White House?
My message: come to the Jersey Shore. I know it's wintertime, but come see what we see, and then, maybe have a better appreciation for.
Right? Come and check it out, man. So let's see. I think this is the next one I had pulled up. Oh, yeah. So here's this. This is when they shut down the airport. We generally invite Trump out or invite Cash Patel, new FBI guy. Yeah, like someone should go out, like even just to make their presence.
Airport to shut down, the mounting frustration over the mystery in the sky.
So I saw this one before too.
Shut down, the mounting frustration over the mystery.
And actually, let's
force the local airport to shut down, the mounting frustration.
So, damn it. So it's like we have the different lights. So it looks like left wing has like a green light, which is usually on the right wing tip, and on the left wing or the right wing tip we have the red light. So it's almost the same.
Over the mystery.
Oh wait, yeah. Oh wait, no. Was it just like a weird flash? It might be. Okay, yeah, like so that could be it. But then here, okay, so this one doesn't have the correct lightings, and that looked like
Good
a
evening.
triangle shaped.
The number of drone sightings across the tri-state area has been growing.
So yeah, the other
over
one there, that
last
might
few
have just been a
weeks,
plane.
with more than 3,000 reports in New Jersey.
That's the thing,
alone.
is there's gonna be planes
and with no
in there.
indication the sightings are coming to an end, local and state officials are becoming.
I'm like, look at all these different
increasingly
things
impatient for
they're seeing.
answers. As Alicia Reed explains, they also want authorities to destroy any drones that
like this one's all
may
red.
be considered a threat.
And it's got a light in the back and two red lights.
It's smooth
That one's, like,
sailing at
yellow
New
and
York
stuff?
Stewart International Airport Saturday night.
yeah,
Unlike
here's-
the nearly hour-long delay the evening prior, after a drone in the airspace stopped all flights.
It's always a nuisance.
Drones have been spotted throughout the tri-state since mid-November. The FBI says they've received about 5,000 leads since then.
It's not good.
It's not good. Yeah, crazy. We got to be a crazy reality TV show. The aliens are just obsessed with New Jersey or whatever. They probably view us like like the Sentinel Island people. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. They could just be, interested in us. What's this one? This one I forgot to attach anything to about what it was. Oh wait, no, we watched that one. That's the sheriff, the 50 drones. Yeah, the 50 drones one. Okay, and then I don't know about this one. I'm going to get into like one of the weird theories that I've heard, and we can talk about a little bit more about that, and then we're going to get into some of the other topics too. Unless anyone finds like a cool ass video to watch. Like I'll watch anything that anyone finds. But someone posted, I hope I can hear this better because I was listening to it on my phone. It was hard to hear. But apparently, they're getting radio stations in New Jersey, and I can't verify this as being entirely true, because, like, obviously the problem is, too, like, all of these AI-generated bullshits and stuff, but apparently getting some noises from the radio. Yeah, luckily the good Lord will protect us. But like, dude, like I was hearing that earlier. I was like, what is that? Like, that is weird, dude. Like, that is real weird. Yeah, the cool theory that I have thought. Then this is the so like I'm gonna go with what I think is happening if it's a UFO. If these are aliens, and what the skeptical me thinks is my most likely theory. I guess like does anyone care which one's first? Do we want to hear tinfoil hat or do we want to hear the more rational one? So whoever's first in the chat, you can make the decision for all of us. Tinfoil first. All right. So I think that it really is. This is an attempt at communication of some sort. You don't act in these ways, and this is for both A and B. Could be for if they're our stuff, like or human made things, or if it's something extraterrestrial, interdimensional, something like that. They have been watching us for years. Like, we've seen them around. We know we've been watched. We know, we know that they've been taking animals. We know that they've been taking soil samples. I mean, like, if you think about it, like, every time people see weird shit coming down to Earth, they're always just, like, taking rocks and soil and stuff. It sounds like the same thing we do when we go to a planet. Like, imagine you went to a Mars and you found, like, a rat there, like, some kind of, like, little scampering creature. They're gonna be like, get it. Like, get me one of those. And they pull out the buttholes and stuff like that. And I'm sure we would too. Maybe we're missing out and cow buttholes are the biggest delicacy in the galaxy. But like, that's to find out. And I say let our culinary expertise come to you. And have you ever eaten a hot dog before? Because those are mostly pig anuses. But I think that this is truly an attempt at communication. This is an attempt at announcing your presence. If you just take your ship and you go boop and you land somewhere and you go, hey guys, it's here. They've watched us. They know what we're like since we've been probably for hundreds, if not thousands of years. That if they did something like that, our first thing to do would be to kill it. We would freak out because we're crazy monkeys and we would kill it. So they're coming and they're announcing themselves and they're coming here. And they're showing us, hey, we can get close to you. They've been doing it with our military ships, and it's been stepping up. They've had drone swarms or things coming out of the water and flying around our military ships for years. And I would assume we saw that with Fravor and the in the David Grush hearing, the first one we watched, is they had drones or ships or whatever they are flying around our military ships as if to say, we're here, we're near your military, and you can't stop us. They've been interacting with humans, and you get that, biblically accurate angel shows up and says, fear not, like biblical thing, where like aliens are showing up and being like, hey, don't be afraid. I know I'm really freaky, but don't freak out, man. And yeah, almost a social exposure thing. Yeah, exactly. Is that now you deploy these crafts, you get a bunch of data, but you make it so it's undeniable that you're here. And you're saying, hello, I'm here now. You need to get used to it. And then you wait a little bit, you let the monkeys freak out, and then you do the next step at contact. Because you said, hey, look, we had thousands of these things around you, right? But we didn't do anything. We're not here to hurt you. And even if they are here to hurt us, you don't want us to think that. Knock on someone's door and it's still good to call the fake. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like it. I don't know what it would take to get the truly. It's like I want to say skeptic-brained people, but the dogmatically skeptic people. Because like I know I love aliens and shit like that, but I am skeptical. Like I don't just believe everything that I say. And like, I can talk to you about the theories about it, but like, I don't just take everything with what I see. But stuff like 50 drones is weird as hell. Even if the government released something, then government skeptics would just say, yeah, this is a trigger. Well, and that's the problem too, is because when the government comes out and says like, oh, we don't know what it is, I'm like, you little bitch, you know, you little bitch, you know what it is, and you're not telling me. I trust you less now. I trust you less now that you're just like, oh, we don't know. Like, yeah, I don't buy that shit. You know what it is. You're not telling us. You know? Oh, here he comes, dude. UFO coming in to get us. Yeah. But yeah, dude, like, and thanks for the sub, Charles. I appreciate it. Yeah, like, I trust them less with them just telling us that they're that this is here. And yeah, if someone shows up, they're gonna deny it. I mean, I've talked to people who are vehemently against the fact that there's UAPs. And I'm not saying alien, I'm saying unidentified aerial phenomena. And they're so skeptic, like certain people on Twitter I've seen trying to say that like the jellyfish UAP thing was bird poop on a monitor. Like, go fuck yourself, dude. Like the dogmatically skeptical, but they take the idea of skepticism and that all of this stuff is fake to almost a religious zeal. You could say to them, the government has said that UAPs are real because they've said it multiple times in the past couple years, the past since 2017 especially. We listened to an agent of the federal government, an FBI person, I think like one of the heads of the FBI, who said, we do not know what this is. That is a unidentified flying object. By definition. So they've said they are real. They're here. We don't know what they are. So my it's alien thing is that whatever this phenomena is, for good or ill, is attempting to communicate with us in some way. Probably to say, hey, we are here. And it is either one, a show of power. And again, this is all coming from, like, I want to like preface all of my theories with this comes from a Homo sapien centric thought process. Truly, we cannot understand the thought processes of a true alien because there's no reason to think that they would even think like us for a second. So with that in mind, this is my idea, is that this is them showing we're here, we're numerous, we're powerful, and you can't do anything about us. So either they're trying to say, we're not here to hurt you, or if we want to hurt you, we'll just do it, bro. Now, the theory, and this is not my theory, I heard this on last podcast, and I thought it was really interesting, was one of the big problems in the current conflict in Ukraine is that the Ukrainians can't deal with the Russian artillery. Most of their victories and a lot of the damage they're doing is by taking these suicide drones and slamming them into tanks. I've seen some of the videos where they take a $5,000 machine, or a couple of them, and they slam them into these multi-million-dollar tanks and blow them up. That being said, logic is relatively logical. Like, if the conclusion is true, you could set up useful aliens. Fair enough. Especially, like, if we go from the idea that, like, it's all evolved species tend to think in these logical ways, they're a highly evolved species. Absolutely. But yeah, they're taking these drones and they're slamming them into the tanks. The max operational range for these drones is, I think it's 5 miles, 5 to 15 miles. It's somewhere in that range. The Russian artillery is firing from 50 miles away. The Ukrainians don't have the stockpiles of weaponry or the amount of artillery to fight this long-range artillery war. But if they could deploy the drones closer to the artillery, they could use them to destroy it. Now, if I were, say, a certain weapons manufacturing groups, maybe a Grumman, maybe a Lockheed Martin, one of these people, would it not be such a good advertisement for my tech that I'm going to sell to the federal government? We're then going to sell it or give it to the Ukrainians, or even they're maybe you just sell it to them straight away, that I can take a plane, fly it silently to an area within 5 miles, 10 miles, whatever, of your nuclear sites, power plants, military bases, and I can deploy drones. And then say, hey, and then you go to the government, you say, hey guys, remember all those drones you just saw? Well, yep, sorry guys, that's a lot of FAA violations or whatever. I'll pay the $1 million. Do you want to buy this for a shit ton of money? I think that is one of the best it's just us doing something theories that I've heard. That this is a arms manufacturer testing a weapons platform to sell to the United States government. I think that is the most it's just us doing shit possible thing. I really liked that idea because it's very human. It's just an advertisement, bro. Just like the ads that play on my channel, just like every billboard everywhere, it's just humans trying to sell shit. They won't even have to take a hit on the fines if the Pentagon is like, yeah, because they won't care. But you know what I mean? Like they'll take the backlash and the firestorm for that multi-trillion-dollar contract. That is a huge contract they'll get for them. That, and I think that right there is where we're gonna hold. If anyone has questions or any cool things they want to talk about with those, we'll go from there. I don't want to go too late today because I got some plans to do some fun stuff in World of Warcraft later, and we got the interview I wanted to take a look at. It's like an hour long, but so we're gonna take a brief aside, and I want to talk about something that I found out about. I don't know if anyone here has heard about the Toynbee tiles. So, the Toynbee tiles or Toynbee plaques are messages of unknown origin found embedded in asphalt in the streets of about 24 major cities in the United States and 3 South American cities. Since the 1980s, hundreds of tiles have been discovered. They're about the size of a license plate and sometimes larger, and they say things like this: Toynbee idea. In movie 2001, Resurrect Dead on planet Jupiter. So they are, this guy has this idea, and it's kind of like the idea that the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey was based on. That that we should take that all of our atoms and all of the material we're made out of never is destroyed. It just goes back into the universe, and then it's recycled into other things. My molecules have been someone else's molecules at some point. So their idea is to take every single human being that's ever existed and to rebuild them molecule by molecule on the planet Jupiter, and that's a thing. So I thought, wow, that's a really cool and interesting thing that I saw on the internet. So here is an example. This is a Toynbee tile. Toynbee idea, movie 2001, Resurrect Dead on planet Jupiter. Good luck standing on Jupiter. Yeah, well, they got to terraform it first. Don't worry about it. And apparently with these tiles, what would happen is they just show up. And those will be in highly populated areas. This will be like right in front of one of the tunnels. Like one of the major tunnels. It's like the Amsterdam Tunnel or the Manhattan Tunnel or something like that. Like in traffic areas, it just appears. No one has ever seen one being put down. No one has ever witnessed the person doing it. No one has ever said it was them doing it, as far as I know. And one of the guys, somewhere where foot traffic would actually see someone putting it down. Yeah, absolutely. And one of the guys that was really interested in them in the past went into a cafe, had lunch, came outside, and there was a tile outside, on the road outside. He talked to, I think he checked the security footage and no one saw it go down. So they just go up. Now, For anyone who doesn't know, I live on the Eastern Coast in a city in those areas. So I said, hey man, that looks familiar. And on all my lunches, I walk around. And so the theory with it is maybe that this guy has a car, and they haven't gone down in the last since the early 2000s or something like that. We haven't really seen any new ones. There was like a copycat person at one point, but no one. It's just this huge mystery, and it's nothing like insidious or terrible or anything like that. But it was something that was very interesting. So what are they made out of? It looks like they're like I think they're just like ceramic or something like that. I'm actually not sure. That's a good question. Hardy linoleum and asphalt compound. They're made out of asphalt, and they're not on top. They're not painted on it. It's like they're molded onto it, like they're pressed onto it or into it. So you might just like grind the stone down or whatever and press it in. So we can get some. Let's do another. So let's see. Yeah, here's some stuff. They got all sorts of weird things. These are all from New York City. Like that. You can kind of see them up close. But yeah, they're kind of like, as you can see, there's like the asphalt's kind of like quite there. So he must make these ahead of time and then press them down into the ground. Every concept of the past 500 years don't exist in Christian heaven. They only exist in Christian hell. There's a lot of weird stuff like that. So your boy walks around on lunch, and I was like, I live in a city in the Northeast. As I was walking around, I was like, oh man, this one here is where I walk across the street from my job every day. It's just so there's a parking lot over here, and these are those this is the crosswalk here. So when I looked down, I was like, oh, that's cool. That kind of looks like one. And I started walking around. I went with my camera, and I saw this. I was like, oh, cool. That looks like another one. And then I found this. So House of Hades, One Man versus American Media in Society 2013. Old civic deeds must be punished. New evil deeds must be prevented. House of the Radical. Don't be fooled by them. They're animals. Yeah, I found one. I actually found one in real life. I was so blown away. I was like, this is so cool. And I found this one too, but it's not as cool as this picture. And it's annoying because it's you have to I'm taking pictures of my feet as I walk across the road and stuff like that. So it is a little bit strange, I guess. But yeah, man, I found one, dude. I actually found one. It was so cool. And I've been looking around a whole bunch. I've been trying to find more and more of them. Did I find it? Because I think I was missing a couple of them. I think I got a couple more in here. Nope, that's my. Yeah. Yeah, there's that one. Oh, here I got a bigger picture. The bottom part here says House of something. I think it's the House of Hades, the Radical, and of Toynbees in Society are the only words I can say off of it. So yeah, I was able to actually locate a few of these around the city. So I'm gonna be on the lookout for them. during my lunch walks, and I'm gonna try to find them, and I think I'm gonna post them in Hades is hell. It's like the Greek hell. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm gonna see if I can find those there, and watch them. Now let's see. It's 7:30. I had wanted to only stream for like an hour, but we're getting to an hour and a half, and this video. So I want to watch. I need to do this in an unsigned in YouTube, so everyone can't judge me on my YouTube history. But I want to watch this video here. This guy is Schellenberger, who was one of the guys who did a he was on the hearing that we watched a couple weeks ago, which I'm still editing that. I want to edit that video. I've been trying. I've been using Keaton Live, and I'm starting to get good at it. But since it's an hour long, that means it'll probably be 2 hours for me to watch it. So what I'm thinking, because I really want to watch this on stream, I really want to watch this with you guys, because I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think I might end the stream here for now. And because the drone thing, I thought the drone thing would take like 20 minutes, but it took us like an hour. Which is cool. Like I'm so glad to talk about it. I'm gonna look up more if I can find any more information on the drones or any more dope ass videos. We'll watch those next time, and we'll watch this interview. I'm gonna say I'll do it on Thursday. I have like a game night with my buddies at like 8:00 ish, but maybe I'll do like a 6:00 stream. I'll make an announcement in my Discord if we're gonna do it for sure. But maybe Thursday or Friday or something like that, or I'll try to do it early next week. I got some time off coming up. Oh, yeah, bro, if you can get pictures, I would be so happy. That would be so cool. And you know what, dudes? Keep your eyes on the skies, boys, because you don't know if you're going to see them. Keep your eyes peeled. I would be, you know what, I'll say, this is the dumbest streamer thing I can possibly do, but boys, gifted sub. Anyone sends me a pic of one of these drones, you get a gifted sub. I'll do it. I'll put it out there. It's a bounty. A bounty on them. Y'all, the fog and clouds are a cover up, bro. You are right. It's been bad here. It's been really, really cloudy and rainy here. Me and Soda went out to a bar last night just for like dinner and stuff like that. And we were as we were walking back home, I was like watching the sky because I was like, take this up. No, wrong kind of drone, you goober. One of these boys. Yeah, you know. Yeah, let's see here. He's got a funny guy here. Funny guy coming in. Posting one of these lads. Funny guy. Yeah, that's but if you find, I want to see one of these things. I want to see something weird. Send me something weird. Gifted sub. You'd be like, oh, Josh, you didn't say gifted sub to your channel. You said gifted sub. Does that mean I could get myself? I want that Tyler 1 sub. I mean, he's pretty funny. I've watched him play classic WoW hardcore. It's been pretty funny. But no, it's a sub to my channel. Yeah, I'll make an announcement in the Discord. Like I said, I didn't want to go too late with this. And so either this week or early next week, we'll watch this interview. This one's about more about Immaculate Constellation, the thing that the what's it called was based off of. Oh, okay. Wait here. We got another funny guy moment here. Got another funny guy moment coming into the Discord saying he found something weird. Another funny guy moment. -1 hero point in Pathfinder. No. No, honestly, that is pretty funny. But yeah. We'll pick up this discussion later. I kind of just wanted to come in and talk about that stuff, and I hope everybody enjoys my little UFO rants. my roommate and my fiance are forced to hear them, so they get the day-to-days of it. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think I'll end it there, and I will catch you guys later. And thanks for stopping by. If you guys like this, let me know. I'm probably gonna keep doing them. Peace.